Hi, I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Janis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Larsen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, we're back again. We obviously just had the final there in Vienna. Andrei Rublev reigned supreme as well. The bookies got it right, didn't they?
Yeah.
But we're not really here to discuss that. We got a couple of the regulars here. Jackie's back, Thomas back, and we're here to discuss the big one, the next big one. It's the Masters 1000 in Paris, and we're going to be taking you through a draw preview and our predictions as well.
Yeah, we've timed it quite well as well because we've been waiting for the qualifiers to finish. The last one just finished, I think, about 20 minutes ago. So we've been able to see the updated draw with all the qualifiers in it now. If you're using the bracket website, unfortunately, that takes a while to be updated. But we'll take you through it all anyway, so don't have to worry about that. Just a quick mention, I don't know if you want to share your screen, Ben. We'll go through the last bracket briefly just to see who ended up on top of that one.
Yeah, of course. No worries. Let me just bring that up, and then I can... Oh, hang on 1 second.
Melez is saying, JG looks deadly serious on these picks. Mate, I am going to take this one really serious. Like, I want to do a bit better. I come fifth the last time, but I think I know what to do this time.
So, should we have a look at the Vienna final standings for the bracket? I can zoom in a little bit more if it makes it better. Is that a bit better?
Yeah, that's sweet, mate.
I can try and... apologies. Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Sure. Actually, I think I'm just sharing the whole screen. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll just come out and then I can share just that window. It's going to make more sense, isn't it? There we go. There we go. And that way I can do this, and then we can actually look at... That's Nur Sultan.
Well, while you're on Nur Sultan, let's start with Nur Sultan. Nadal Go. I'm not sure who he is, but he smashed it, mate. If you look at his picks, I don't know if you want to click on it, Ben. It's pretty amazing. Like, he predicted...
just click in. Yeah.
Yeah, just click onto the name, then go all the way to the semi-final and final.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So we got Manarino and Millman.
He predicted the Manarino-Millman final and the Millman win, which is pretty mad. So well played to him. And then, obviously, on to Vienna. Jackie did brilliant, and Melez both winning the whole thing. They both had Rublev. So fair play to you both.
To have a look through at those final selections there, as we can see, it was Rublev, the winner in the final there, and that was the correct selection there. So well done. And obviously Melez jumped on Jax's picks there, but Jax proving the knowledge there, and very good to stick to your guns and follow that fan favorite of yours, Andrei Rublev. So yeah, he did really well there. Fifth title of the year. What can you say? Were we stupid not to pick him? Probably.
I don't know. There's so many top players. It's really, that's what I'm saying. It makes it even better for Jackson Melez to be picking Rublev with the draw which was available. Fair play to them both.
Where are you there? JG
obviously, Chris did okay as well. He come third. I come fifth. That's not too bad. And Ben's down there in seventh. So
seventh.
The GTL head-to-head looks like it's I'm 1-0 up at the moment, Ben. And they got it all to play for.
I like to look at the other column to see that I actually got more correct picks than Jackie and Melez and you, but I still end up down in seventh. So it's not about the amount of correct picks, it's the stages of the tournament you think the players are going to get.
Yeah, you just called some dead end ones right at the beginning. You got lucky with them. It's all about the crunch time, mate. That's what I wanted to see.
Says the man who luckily got Sonego all the way through to the seventh. But anyway, less said about that, the better. Well done to you guys. Hopefully, we can try and compete with you in Paris, because that's where we're going next. Because now all the qualifiers are finished, we can finally have a look at what is quite an exciting, quite a big draw as well, isn't it? There's 64 players in this opening round. Shall I flick over to it?
Yeah, go.
Bing. There you go. Just like that. Seamless. And there you go. So we've obviously got the big man, number 1 seed, Rafael Nadal. He would be very, very happy, very happy. Yeah, so he's very happy at the top there. And, well, he could face potentially a tough next round match there. We've obviously got Filip Krajinovic up against Feliciano Lopez there. Do I need to go zoom more, or are you okay with this?
It's quite probably better to go on the other one and do it, Ben. No, I know it's not on there, but we'll just update with whoever they are. At least it's easier to see.
Do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. If you say so. Oh, bear with me 1 second. I'll go on to the other thing. I just completely closed the window like a moron. Just so you have to bear with me.
Well, while he's doing that, I'll put the link up for the draw challenge. If anyone's not joined it and they would like to, here's the link now. I think most of you have, to be honest. But yeah, you can join it and get involved in the Paris one. I think you got till like the end of today to make your picks. I've not done mine yet. I don't think Ben has, so we'll be doing that live right now.
That's what I'm going to take you through my ones, and then JG, you can give your one maybe as we're going as well. And I bet you'll probably just see my one on the screen. So let me just...
I'll probably fill mine in while you're doing it as well at the same time. Why not?
Oh, let me just bring up the just so that we've got something to reference, because I know that they haven't updated that.
I've got it all here, Ben. It's fine. I can tell you every single one.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah.
So you don't have to worry. I can literally just read it off to you, and then you can just make your picks.
Perfecto. That's what. See, that's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. So here we go. We can have a look at the top of this bracket up here, and Rafael Nadal, I predict to go through to the next round. And he's already there. So there you go. Perfect. First selection in. That's a good start. And then on to the next one. I'm going to go with Filip Krajinovic to take out Feliciano Lopez. That's my belief.
Feliciano Lopez, I just don't know. He's just not been... I'm
just going a bit bigger.
Yeah, that's good.
I
don't know. Feliciano Lopez has just not been that impressive, has he, since tennis has resumed? He's getting on now. He's getting older. I think Krajinovic has been like really good. Very unlucky not to beat Djokovic twice recently.
Yeah.
I think Djokovic has got his number though. It's one of them like Rublev, Medvedev battles, the home countrymen. Yeah. And he's always just in his shadow, I feel. However, I think Krajinovic, I agree with you, mate. I think he's going to beat Lopez quite comfortably as well.
Do you think it's going to be a comfortable day at the office for Krajinovic? He's been, I think you're right. That's why I look at it, and it's best sometimes just go with your gut. And rather than just think about it too much. Yeah. So I've seen Lopez had a couple of good results, but Krajinovic for me, too strong on hard. So going to go with Krajinovic there. Next, we got a qualifier who's up against Jordan Thompson. And
the qualifier can confirm is Del Bonis.
That's right. Federico Del Bonis. More of a clay quarter for me. I would go with Jordan. I would shy towards Jordan Thompson just because... bit more impressed with him on the hard. He's played quite well recently in I think it was Nur Sultan. He beat Cam Norrie over there. Looked pretty good. So I'll stick with him. I think he can take out the clay quarter, but you never know with these clay quarters. We've seen Sonego's come on and absolutely demolished the whole field of top hard quarters. So don't think he's really going to do the same. So I'm sticking with Jordan Thompson. In that one.
Moving down, we have Fuchsovich. Obviously, I don't know how he managed to come back. I remember we were talking about it live on air. He was 4-1 down in the second set against Pospisil today in the qualifier. Yeah. Come back, forced a tie break, and then cleaned up in the third set and won 6-2.
Incredible.
So, Fuchsovich, real serious player, and he's playing Borna Coric. This is where it starts getting a bit more tricky, I think.
I think that's probably, for me, the match of the first round, to be honest. I think... you never want to be facing Fuchsovich in any stage, any early rounds in these competitions. He's proved he can knock out big players. And Coric is maybe, I don't know, he's in such good form. This is like one of the toughest calls for me in the first round because Fuchsovich, he's just proved again against Vasek Pospisil how good a player he can be. And we saw what Pospisil did in the last tournament in Vienna. He looked really good there. But Fuchsovich proved himself once more. But I think Coric has just been slightly a level above, and he's been proving it on a higher stage. I think Coric is going to get it done against Fucsovic.
Yeah, this is where we disagree. I've got Fucsovic on mine. I've just already updated it. So we've gone head to head already on that one. I think I'm a bit of a Borna Coric hater, I must admit.
Yeah, it comes across
not really
way.
fair either, because he has really been impressive of late, playing some really good tennis. I just think Fucsovic, I don't know. I just fancy him. I think he's going to win. So moving down, we've got Buster Gaston. Gaston obviously having an amazing French Open, giving him the wild card for this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
what Buster are we going to see? That's the question.
And this is the real thing. That's the one thing I thought when I looked down there, and I thought, Hugo Gaston, are we going to see the same one that turned up at the French Open? But it was obviously on clay. Buster was playing quite well, but then had like a real off game against Kevin Anderson. But it might have just been the big Kev effect, and he might have just blasted him off the court. I'm going to stick with Carreño Buster. I think he's a level above. I think if he's had some time to rest now, obviously going out to big Kev. So I think
we're
he's
in France as
it.
well, Ben. Remember, you're going against the French guy. You know what it was like last time he was in Paris.
It's true,
pretty good.
True. But that was on the clay courts, and I think I fancy him more on the clay than I do on the hard.
Gaston, I see him play on hards all the time, mate. On Challenger, that's what he does.
He does, but it's Carreño Buster. He's seeded 9th, and he's in the top 20 for a reason.
Well, let's hear what some people are saying. So Mele's saying Gaston beats Buster.
Wow,
he agrees. No way. Mon ami Hugo wins.
Wow.
And then Dave said, who's excited to see Gaston drop shot again?
That's
actually. I'm really excited to see him on the big stage again. So it's going to be super tight. I know Melez was saying JG wants nothing to do with Coric Nadal rematch. That would be true as well.
Definitely. He's actually...
anyway, you've gone for Buster. Is that fair enough? We're going to have to get through them because we've got so many, Ben.
Yeah, and we've got to go through the next rounds. Right. We know Basilashvili. He's been having a torrid time of things. I think it's going to continue for him. Jan-Leonard Struff's my pick to beat Basilashvili in this first round.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Struff as well. Basilashvili, mate, he's not done anything of late.
No.
I think it's tough, though. I think Basilashvili could be like a good play. He could be someone who could shock a lot of people and get it done. Yeah, so I'm really split. It's going to be one of them. I'm going to say right now Struff, but I might change my mind later on. I've got until the deadline, obviously. But that's what I'm going to... It's a penciled in Struff. I'm
going solid Struff. I'm struffing it up. I'm going solid Struff.
I think Struff, the problem with it, he's one of them. He's like he's just a very bad version of Rublev, in my opinion.
Bad version.
Yeah, like a very bad. Like he's very powerful.
He's got good serve. Yeah,
but when things are going bad for him, he just misses everything. I feel. And if Basilashvili's playing well, like, and we know he's had a lot of personal problems off the court, if he can sort of put that behind him, there's no reason why he can't beat Struff.
Well, indeed, he definitely has the ability, and he's been up there at the top of the sport. He's not there at the moment, and just hope that he can get back to the sort of form that we've seen Basilashvili show. I remember him beating, I think it was Zverev. I'm not sure if it was early in the year or last year, but he had a very good match that was in Germany as well. To beat Zverev in Germany was really impressive. So he definitely is of high stock, but at the moment he's not. So I'm sticking with the bad run continuing and Struff going through. 2 qualifiers next, and do you want to let us know who they are, JG?
Yeah, so qualifier 3 is Cecchinato, and qualifier 4 is Gombos.
Interesting.
So obviously, on this website, it's not all updated, which is very annoying.
Yeah, so we got Cecchinato is the first one here, and Gombos here. For me, Gombos is better on hard court than Cecchinato. I think Cechinato's been playing well recently, but Gombos is a handful for anybody. I'm going Gombos.
Yeah, and I agree completely. I'm a big Gombos fan. You know, I always pick him. I fancied him to beat Silic, actually, in the US Open. Wasn't to be. Took a set off him. Looked very comfortable in a few of them. It was up a break, but then lost the tie breaks and just couldn't handle Silic. Obviously, he's a top player. But Gombos, for me, is a real serious competitor and someone who never gives up.
He did well against Rublev in Vienna as well. He still lost, but only in the same fashion that Sonego lost, to be honest.
I know he's a big player. We've always spoke about at work as well before we did the podcast. We were just calling him the Gomb, didn't we? The Gomb.
The Gomb. Gomb. Yeah, he's gone and done it again. Let's see if he does. So we got David Goffin there. He's been in some. I would, if Gombos goes through, I'm going to do a big one here, big shout here. I think Gombos beats David Goffin if he goes through. That's my shout right
now. It's not even
now.
that crazy, mate. Like, you can put that in there right now because it is. Goffin's having a torrid time right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Antwerp, he was just nowhere to be seen. And it's disappointing. Obviously, moving down, Zverev, he got the bye, as you'd expect. And you've got the recent winner here, John Millman versus Kecmanovic.
This is a great match. And it would be even greater had John Millman not just won a competition. Because if he had not have just won a competition, I might side with Millman. But because he's literally just won a tournament today, I'm going Kecmanovic. And just because we know the curse of the winning a tournament, you go out first round of the next tournament. And Kecmanovic is no schmuck. So he's probably I think he's going to take out Millman straight sets, to be honest. I don't think Millman's going to have much fight left in him.
And I agree completely, mate. I'm doing the same thing. Obviously, the curse of winning the tournament, I think it's going to come back to bite him. Kecmanovic is a young player, really good as well.
Yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
think he'll just pip him. But it's going to be tough because on paper, I think Millman should win the match. It's just I'm basing it off the fact that Millman's played a lot of tennis recently. He's got to adjust as well. He's been playing very early matches. Now they're going to be playing on a bit later. I'm taking into consideration a lot of different factors, and that's why I'm going to stick with what you've put and put Kecmanovic.
Very educated guess there, JJ. It's really going deep into this one this time on these selections. But on the next one though, this one
Yoshi. We've got Yoshi versus Andahar.
I mean, I can't go against Yoshi, to be fair. I love Nishioka so much. He's a hard court wizard. So I'm going with him. Andahar had some good play recently, but he's more clay court. I'm not going against Nishioka on the hard, so he's going through for me.
Yeah, and I've done exactly the same, mate. I've gone Nishioka as well.
This one is one that tests me. Mannarino, obviously just been in the final against John Millman and just lost to John Millman in a final. So he just played a whole week of tennis as well himself, and he's up against Dusan Lajovic, who I would probably go towards Mannarino on a normal, but the same thing with Millman. But he's just played a tournament and he just won. Mannarino just lost. He still played the same amount of games. I'm going to go with Lajovic to go through this, just based upon that.
Yeah, and that's exactly the same as mine, mate. I've already got Lajovic in there. I've done, to be fair, I told a lie at the beginning. I've done actually all the first round ones.
I'm going to go with another selection here just before we go any further. And I'm going to say Nishioka goes past Lajovic as well.
Nice.
There you go. So just complete a few others just to keep it ticking over. This next one's a good one. Stan Wawrinka against the Brit Dan Evans. And Dan Evans probably had enough time to recover, I'd say, after Vienna. It's going to be interesting, though. Stan Wawrinka, he's going to be... he really needs to...
Well, he's been practicing with... Rafael Nadal right now, so he's been hitting with one of the best, right? So I think he's going to be ready for this tournament. Very disappointing to lose against Garin in Vienna, but I think that may be a blessing for him going out early.
Do you think
he's going to have a point to prove in this one?
Yeah,
and Stan the man. This is a good chance for him to sort of make it dent.
Stan the man, Vin Diesel himself.
Yeah, Jackie's saying there, Stan the man's been practicing for days in Paris. He's ready. He's up for it.
Yeah, and motivated Stan Wawrinka is not someone anyone wants to play, really. But we know Dan Evans, he can cause the odd upset here and there. But if you look at his record versus Stan Wawrinka, it's 4 matches, 4 losses. So that determines for me, Stan Wawrinka goes to the next round. And now we move down to the real tough one I was talking about earlier on the watch along. Gilles Simon. The man who loves a baguette and loves he loves the bagels.
In France, Gilles Simon could be dangerous, man. But Tommy Paul's so good as well. This is a real toss-up. It's another one I'm going to have to pencil in, and I might change it later on.
I'm so stuck on this one. This one, if it wasn't in France, I'm probably going Tommy Paul. But it is in France, and it is Gilles Simon. And it's so
Gilles
tough.
Simon's just beat Chapeau the other week.
I even thought Tommy Paul just before we were coming on here, and now I'm even changing my mind again. I think I'm going to go Gilles Simon. How weird! I don't know how
The Gilles Simon effect.
I just don't know.
Jackie agrees with you. Defo Gilles Simon playing indoors in France.
It's what I mean. It's just that it's hard to go against the hometown faithful. So, who's the qualifier on the next one, JG?
Well, Enday's just quickly saying Simon could force Paul into errors. Paul might not be over his tough loss against Millman.
It's true.
So it's another interesting point. By the way, for the record, I'm going for Tommy Paul.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think. I think on any other given day, Tommy Paul, and he'd probably get him done in straight sets. But Gilles Simon, mate, you've got in my head with this Gilles Simon thing after the Shapovalov thing. So the Gilles Simon effect is in France. Gilles Simon, through to the next round. That's what I think.
So with qualifier 5, it's actually a lucky loser, and it's Radu Albot.
Oh, your mate Radu. Well, say no more. Herkaz through for me.
Yeah, no, it's a bit harsh, but we're not big fans of Radu Albot. Although he played really well today, he was a bit unlucky to lose in 3 sets. It was really close, just a break of serve in each one.
So you lucky loser then?
Yeah, he got the lucky loser spot, and he's playing Herkaz. But I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with Herkaz. Obviously, then Rublev, mate. Hottest player on tour right now.
Yeah, well,
winning everything. He's got his bye, and he could potentially play in Herkaz there, based off what you've got.
He'll be hoping for Albot probably. Just try and squeeze through another round of a tournament. But next, the little man from Argentina. It is Diego Schwartzman. And he'll be playing, well, this one's a tough one as well. I was a bit stumped on this one. Gasquet, he's been playing really well. We're in France again, and they're playing another American again. It's France versus USA again. And I don't know. Any other place, I'd probably say Fritz is going to win.
Yeah.
But then I'm caught with Gasquet because I know that he's been playing well recently. But I'm going for Fritz. I think
the reason I'm going for Gasquet, mate, is because Fritz just annoyed me so much in the last one, losing to Chorich, and the way he lost was just a bit flat and boring, 6-4, 6-4. So I think Gasquet is going to come back and hopefully help me out. So I'm going to stick with Richard on this one.
I know, but I think Fritz has the ability. He's young and he's hungry. If the Wolf can get some good words in his ear before he goes on court, gives him that early relief, then hopefully he can come out a winner. I think he has the ability to do it. I just think he just needs to put it all together on the day. Maybe that will be his day.
Yeah, so moving down then, Bonzi is playing another lucky loser, Correa. Yeah. Federico Correa, the clay court specialist, lost today. Been given a lucky loser spot. Bonzi, it's in France. Wild card, been playing well.
It's tough, this one.
I don't know, he did well in the French Open, but this is on a different surface.
It's really tough. Those are two players who, and he didn't do too bad, Correa, in the US Open. I think he beat Jason Jung. That's why, based upon that, I'm going to go with Federico Correa to beat Bonzi. I'm going against the hometown people, the home countrymen. Is not going to be very popular in France. So
nice one.
So we go down a little bit more, and we've got, well, this one's a real interesting one. This one again. We got Davidovich Fokina, which is this qualifier here, against Karen Khachanov. Oh, I mean, what a close match. Another one. I'm torn. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's so tricky. I love Fokina. I feel a bit bad for him that he was put up against Khachanov. It's a bit unfortunate, really. Obviously, Khachanov won the tournament in Paris, famously. I think it was in 2018. So he's got a good history at the event. We've seen how much of an impact that does mean. With Anderson recently in Vienna, he had a really good tournament. So based off that, I'm going to go off Khachanov. He's a more experienced player. But I think Fokina, a lot of these other players he would have beaten. So it's very unfortunate. He come through today and won 6-1 in the final deciding set against, I forget who it was, but a good player.
Fokina, I can give you an update.
Oh, obviously, Khachanov, thanks for that, 12 travel 21. He beat Djokovic in the final as well, the year he won it.
Just impressive. But we haven't really seen much of late from Khachanov, and that's the one underlying thing which I'm worried. I mean, Fokina beat Caruso 2-1. I don't know how impressed I am with that on hard court. for that, I'm going to go with Karen Khachanov to go through to the next round.
So moving down, we've got Alex de Minaur.
Yeah.
And he's playing Travaglia, Stefano, the Traveller.
The Travaglia.
And this is a bit tricky as well, but I'm going to stick with the favourite and go Alex de Minaur.
Yeah, it's got to be. Come on, ADM all the way. And then we've got the finalists from Vienna. Unlucky, the runner-up, Lorenzo Sonego against Alexander Bublik. And I'm sorry to say, I think I'm going to go with Bublik just because he's fresher. And I think Sonego might have this, I don't know, like it all might suddenly come crashing down and just all of that, the whole week, the pent up just stress and just getting through it might just be like difficult to get back up for another tournament straight away, I think, and have the same impacts that he did. So I'm going to go with Bublik with the underarm serves.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Sonego. I've been so impressed by him. I think he's going to have a point to prove after losing.
I hope Sonego wins, though. I hope Sonego wins because I really hope that he'll be like starting a new part of his career on hardcourt and starting to come into a new realm, let's say, like of achieve his potential.
This next one's really tough. Kevin Anderson, Laszlo Djere. So qualifier 9 is Laszlo Djere. Kevin Anderson looked really injured the other day. Looked like he was being put down on court. I know you was making a joke. But he wasn't in the best shape. So like, I'm not sure how he's going to be ready for this tournament.
I know. And then,
could he pull out? Could it be one of them where he gets going and then just thinks, I can't do this? So it's a risky one to go for. However, for a fully fit Kevin Anderson, I'd back him all the time.
Yeah, I would as well. I would go Kevin Anderson, but he's making me not want to pick him. But then if he drops out, he might get replaced by somebody who can beat Laszlo Djere. How do we know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm going to have to go with my gut and just go with Kevin Anderson for me. I think Laszlo Djere is a really good player, but a clay court player.
I know what you mean.
Kevin Anderson, hopefully his injury was not too bad, and I'm banking on the fact that he's going to play and be okay.
I'm banking on the fact if Kevin Anderson doesn't play, someone will come in who also will beat Laszlo Djere. That's what I'm thinking. Imagine if they gave like another person lucky loser to Vasek Pospisil or someone like that. Then he would. For me, he's going to come in and beat Laszlo Djere. So that's what I'm going with. Somebody else stronger is going to come in and beat him. So Daniel,
we've got a few buys down here. Medvedev's through. Berrettini's through.
And we've got a qualifier down here, and this one, it's Ramos Vinolas again, and we know what he did at the last tournament that he was playing. He just got beaten in straight sets by the 500 in the world, Bergs.
And this time it's even tougher because he's playing Marcos Giron. So qualifier number 10 is Marcos Giron.
And I'm going
for me. I think he's going to win. Yeah, I'm going for the qualifier.
I don't rate Ramos on hard court, so I'm going. Yeah, I'm going Giron. Unfortunately, I could probably tick off a few of these other ones because I don't think Giron will go further than Berrettini. I think Berrettini will take him out. I think whoever's going to come up against Medvedev, I think Medvedev's going to take him out. And this one, I think de Minaur will take out Bublik. So there you go. There's some predictable ones in there, but that's just the way I see it going. This one's interesting, though. Tennis Sangren against Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert got the wild card. It's tough, isn't it? It depends what version of Sangren comes out. I know how good he can be. In the Australian Open beginning of the year, he was just amazing. I thought I was so impressed with him. I was unlucky not to beat Federer, of course.
Yeah. I would say he hasn't looked good though since we come back. Not up to the same standard, has he?
No.
So I'll
let you pick.
I would go with the countryman, just based upon being at home. And that's all I'm basing that one on. I can't really pick it. So, Bear, because he's in France. But Denny Raonic. This one, is this a fully fit Milos Raonic? It's another one. This is really
but Denny's
tough.
injured as well. So, for me, I think Raonic will win.
I mean, for me, I'm always going to pick Raonic, but he might drop out. Well, if he goes through due to injury, but Denny's dropped out of final sets. Like, it's becoming a bit of a thing for him. So this is like the battle of who quits first for me. So Raonic, we got Felix Cilic. This one's tough as well, mate.
Yeah, this is what I want to talk about because this is another one of them first round matches, which is, I think, in the balance. Everyone's going to say Felix is going to win, the younger player.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Cilic might have a point to prove. I think he wants to win something again. And before he retires, I know he's getting on. Well, it seems like he is. So on that basis, I'm going to go for Marin Cilic as a bit of an underdog.
Is it? Well, for me, I think that Felix is going to be proper annoyed that he got knocked out by Vasek Pospisil in the first round of the last one. And he's probably got a point to prove as well. I think he's going to want to get deeper in this competition. I don't think he's got that bad a draw either. I think Felix is going to be going for it. So I'm going to have Felix going through. And he could be potentially playing in the next round. We got another lucky loser coming through against Mutet, which is Salvatore Caruso. Is into this first round match. What do you reckon on this one? There's another Frenchman. It's two players, which I think
they're very even. There's not much between the two of them.
I'm not a fan.
Mutet's not been playing very well recently, though, has he?
No, I'm not a big fan of Mutet. I have to say, he's too many outbursts on court. This type of thing. He's not really my type of player to watch. I think I'm going to go with Caruso. I think he might cause an upset.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's a good one to go for. But I'm going to go with Mutet based on the fact that when he's playing well, he is unplayable. Young player as well. I think 2019, he had a really good year. 2020, he's not been the same. But
yeah,
I'm hoping he can maybe refine some of that form. He's only young as well.
Yeah, he is.
One of my favourites, Ugo Umber against Casper Ruud. Another one of my favourites. This is a really tough one. Yeah, again, it's on hard, isn't it? So you'd fancy Umber on clay and give him a chance, but
no. But due to his he's had enough time to recover after that win in Antwerp, and I think he's going to be back on form again. He'll take out Casper Ruud. I reckon it might be quite comfortable, to be honest. But wait and see.
Yeah. So while we're at the bottom, we may as well start at the bottom and just finish off some of these ones. We should have probably done up to the semis on each quarter. That would have probably made more sense.
Well, yeah, we can go.
We can do it as we go now. So Umber, Tsitsipas, you've got there.
Oh, that's toughie. It's a toughie because Tsitsipas, I just don't want to be too predictable, but I just see Tsitsipas. He really does need to pull something out right now just to prove that he's. I'm going with this as a tournament of people with points to prove, and people like your Felix, who I think is going to go through as well. I think we're going to see Tsitsipas, Felix. I think that's going to be very interesting. Do we have to see who goes through from those two as well? Yeah,
you might as well.
Go on then. Oh, God, that's really tough. I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to go Tsitsipas. I'm really willing Tsitsipas. This is like battle of the youngsters. And if Felix goes through, he's more than likely going to get to a final and then lose the final, whereas Tsitsipas has a real chance of winning it if he gets there, I think.
So if you go up a little bit, you've obviously then got Herbert Raonic.
I would go Raonic.
And then Berrettini Raonic.
I think Raonic might be on borrowed time by then. I'm going to go Berrettini because I think Raonic his legs might be gone by then.
Well, then while you're there, you might as well do Berrettini Tsitsipas as well. Just for the record, I've also got Tsitsipas and Berrettini going this far. But I've got Berrettini to beat Tsitsipas. And the reason for that is I know it's a bit of a crazy story, but he's going to have to go all the way, Berrettini, to qualify for a place in London. And I think he's going to give it a real push. He's not played much tennis. He's going to be fresh. And when his first serve's firing, he's such a powerful player. I think this tournament's really going to suit a Berrettini.
Well, just based upon your selection, I'm going for Tsitsipas. So just to be controversial, we've got Medvedev de Minaur, the match we were supposed to see at Vienna, wasn't it, in the first round? But de Minaur obviously didn't make it there. He was still too tired from the last tournament, I believe.
Yep.
And that's going to be really tough as well. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say de Minaur knocks out Daniel Medvedev. Medvedev, bad run continues. I think
Fair enough.
it's going to. He'll get through this
That's
first
bold.
bit.
That's really bold.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
why
just such a big Medvedev fan. I think he's gonna. I don't know. I think he's gonna beat De Minaur. He's just too powerful for him, in my opinion.
We wait and see if he has an off day. Just all it takes is an off day, and then he could go out. Forgetting who these qualifiers are now. We should have probably remembered. Oh yeah, it was Bonzi.
Correa.
Yeah. So I would
or
go
Correa.
Khachanov. You got to go with Schwartzman, haven't you? And then you got Schwartzman,
sure.
Khachanov. I can't go against Schwartz. I don't think he's been in such good form.
Mate, I can't go against Schwartzman either. I think he's gonna have too much for him.
Which would
then set up a really good match. Schwartzman Medvedev.
Or Schwartzman De Minaur. That would be even more interesting for me. The quickest round the court on the tour, probably, these two. So, but I think Schwartzman have too much for him. Just hope we get to see the best of Schwartzman again this tournament, though. So
yeah, you probably will do, to be fair. I'm going to have to go with Daniel Medvedev, though. I think Medvedev's going to be in that sort of bracket.
Okay.
So then moving up to the top half, imagine to be doing them. You got Hurkacz Rublev. Well, that's what I've got there.
I think Rublev's going to be able to get through Hurkacz. He might be a bit tired, but I think he's still got enough in the tank to get through at least one round. Gilles Simon versus Stan Wawrinka. Gilles. What is he going to do? You'd think Stan Wawrinka is going to take out Gilles Simon, and then I think Stan Wawrinka is going to take out Andrei Rublev.
Wow, that's bold, Ben. That's huge. Jax is not happy in the chat. I guarantee you that.
Well, he's been out there. Jackson said it. He's been out in Paris for the past 2 weeks training for good reason.
Wouldn't it be amazing that Berrettini does play Schwartzman, say, for a semi-final, and then if he beats him, he will then potentially qualify for the Nitto Championships over him?
Wow.
That is a really exciting thing. We could see that matchup happening. That's why I think Berrettini could go deep. Schwartzman will as well.
Well, I hope so. This is the interesting person that I want to speak about, though. Alex Zverev, obviously, with all the controversy going on off the court, is he going to be able to go deep in this competition? Before all the controversy, I would have had him tipped for maybe the final.
Yeah,
and that's,
I think so as well.
I don't know if that's being too bold. I think
no, not even, mate. I think the problem is with it is going to be how he responds to all the off-court drama.
Yeah,
I think it is going to have a big effect on him.
I think so too. I know this is the worrying thing, because if it does have an effect, I think he could go out to Kekmanovic. And I've seen him, if he was to go through, I see him beating Nishioka, and I can see him beating Stan Wawrinka. But if it gets to him, I can see him going out early. And that's the thing. I don't know where to go. So
yeah, no, it's really tough, man. I'll let you do your pick. I've done my one.
I'm going to go with him. I'm just going to hope it doesn't affect him. That's all I'm going with.
Well, Jackie there saying I've got Zverev taking Paris.
Wow, to win the whole thing.
Going all the way.
Well, Rafa will have something to say about that.
Obviously, Jackie's someone we should probably listen to, considering the fact that she called the last one.
But so strong in Germany before all the allegations came out. I mean, we know how it's affected him in the past when his personal life is in a bit of disarray. He starts to not play so well on court, which could happen again. I'm hoping it doesn't affect him. I'm hoping he's just going to keep on going, take out Nishioka. He'll up against Stan Wawrinka. Let's say if he gets that far, Zverev is going to beat Stan Wawrinka, and he's going to set up a semi-final with, well, we'll get to that. So we've got here Carreño Busta and Struff. God, I don't want to have to keep picking Carreño Busta, but Carreño Busta versus
Busta's
Struff.
been having some easy draws of late, though. Do you not think?
Yeah, I would go with Busta there. And who did we have as the qualifier here?
That was Gombos. You had Gombos beating Goffin, so that means Gombos Busta.
That's going to be tough. It's annoying. I'm going to have to go Carreño Busta again, which is really annoying. I don't want to have to keep picking him because he really bugs me some of the time. But there he is. He's in the quarterfinals by the look of it. I'm going Chorich to beat
Just
Thompson.
to clarify, I've got Goffin there.
Really?
I think he's going to have a little burst, and maybe we'll see the best of him.
David Goffin's resurgence.
I'm a big fan of him.
So, well, aren't we all? But he's not been playing very well recently. Got on his worst run in 6 years.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I've got Chorich, I reckon, is going to beat Jordan Thompson. And then, well, it's Nadal Krajinovic. Going to have to go with the big man, aren't I? And then the big clash. Chorich versus Rafa. God, who's it going to go to? Rafa's well rested, isn't he? Rafa Nadal. I'm going to go with, he goes past Chorich. I'm not going to say with ease. It might even go to 3. But I reckon Rafa's got a bit too much for him, and he just wants another Paris title.
Mate, this draw for Rafa, the way I'm looking at it, I don't know if I'm just seeing it with my goggles on, my Rafa goggles on, but I've not found a possibility for me to go against Rafa Nadal here. Well, obviously, you've got there. You might as well fill yours in, mate, and then we'll get to the more crunch time. Yeah, so you got Rafa Nadal beating Buster.
I may as well go. So we got Rafa Nadal, Zverev. That's where the crunch time. If I can zoom out a little bit, don't know if I'm going to be able to get them both in the same picture. Right, but if you can still see it, Rafa Nadal, Zverev, and that will be the semi-final that I'm predicting.
Yep, that's bold.
Well, and then you have to see Zverev or Rafa. The way Zverev's been playing, you would fancy him as well on indoor hard court. But, God, it's so tough to pick against Rafael Nadal. And I just don't know which way to go on that one. It's really, really tough. I mean,
you could always change it later on, to be fair.
Yeah. We'll go down to the last one.
Yeah.
We'll go down to this section first, and I'll make a call on this one. Schwartzman, Tsitsipas. God, it's a real tough one as well. This is a horrible draw. I'm going to go with Tsitsipas to beat Schwartzman. Come on, Tsitsipas. Do it. Come on, you can finally do it. This is a Masters.
So you got Tsitsipas, is that the semi-final?
That he's into the final. And he's going to
final.
And he's going to be playing. Am I going to have to make a massive call here? I think I'm going to have to make a massive call. I'm going to say...
But while you're doing that, Wild Live saying, in theory, Nadal should win a tournament with this draw. The complicating factor is this indoor hard court.
And there you go. And that's why my selection, Zverev beats Rafael Nadal in the semi-final to set up a final with Stefanos Tsitsipas. And now, the even worse decision, who wins out of Zverev and Tsitsipas? Who does win?
Bro, looking at their head-to-head, Tsitsipas has got the favourable head-to-head against the two.
But indoor hard court, what's the... maybe we need to have a quick look at what the statistics for indoor hard court. I mean, I'm sorry to have to do this right now, but if that becomes the final... This would be something crazy that I think we need to look into. Which I'm
if you want to just go to mine, I've got Berrettini versus Medvedev in the semi-final of the other side.
Ooh.
And I've got Medvedev beating Berrettini, which is very crazy, I know. So it sets up a Medvedev-Nadal final, and I think Nadal's going to take it and win the whole thing.
Wow. So I'm just having a quick look.
Well, NDA there showing that Steph is 5-1 on the head-to-head.
Yeah.
However, Jack is with you, Ben. She's also going for a Tsitsipas Zverev final, I believe.
I like it. And just based upon that head-to-head, the last time they played each other was in the ATP Cup. Stefanos beat him in straight sets. I'm going with my winner. He's going to be 6-1. Stefanos Tsitsipas finally comes back to life and wins in Paris. It's going to be epic.
And then you've got to do your aces for the final.
Oh, do I have to tell everybody my aces?
You can do that in private, I guess.
I'll do my aces in private, I think. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's who I think is going to be winning in Paris. Who was your final and who was your winner, JG?
So my final was Medvedev, Rafael Nadal, and I've got Rafael Nadal to clinch it. I know I went into this with an open mind, Ben. I wanted not to pick Rafael Nadal, but just the way the draw sort of opened up for him, I think he was just going to go all the way and win it. And I know Thomas Rock's there saying he's got 4 aces. I also went for 4 aces in the final. I don't know what that even means, to be fair. Like why we have to do
From
that. But
today's match, you just sort of follow. That was around that amount, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, I can see it being something like that. Maybe if it's Tsitsipas Zverev, though, I can see. But I'm not going. I'm going for Tsitsipas, so probably less. I don't think he's going to have many aces. Probably be something like 3 or 2. So I don't think he does many aces, Tsitsipas.
Yeah, but it's certainly, like we've seen, there's some top players on display. It's going to be a really interesting tournament. We're going to be covering as much of it as possible with a lot of live watch-alongs and hopefully daily podcasts. Now we're in lockdown. There's not much else going on. I've got to quit my football. I don't think I can play tennis either. So it's going to be a case of just doing the podcast now.
Yeah, I know. And we'll be doing a podcast tomorrow, I believe. We'll just do a quick one tomorrow just to recap Vienna, recap Nur Sultan and some of the other results that have gone on today. This one just strictly for the draw preview and our predictions. But yeah, I'll bring you a little treat tomorrow for the end of the Vienna. Little Mr. Rublev.
Yeah, Ben's got a little surprise getting going on for that. Probably most of you will know if he was in the live watch along earlier.
Yeah. So I got to work on that.
Also,
tonight.
if you would like to join the league and you're not in the league already, you don't have to do it under pressure. You can do it in your own time, but you can join the league and put in your selections and see who you've got going all the way. Obviously, I've got Rafa Nadal. Ben's got Tsitsipas. But let us know who your picks are. And this is probably a good opportunity, Ben. Who is your dark horse then for the tournament?
Wow, that's a very good question because I haven't even really. It has to be somebody who's not seeded for the
so
tournament.
Pick a non-seeded player who went quite far in your thing, who could make a bit of a shot.
Knowing me, I'm probably going to end up picking someone who hasn't even made it far at all. For me, for all of the people who have made it quite far are all the people who are seeded, which is pretty boring. But I would say if there's going to be somebody who's going to shock the world, I reckon it could be somebody like Ugo Humbert. And that's what I'm going to say. Like as a not a wild card, but like somebody who's a dark horse. Just because he's won a tournament, he's had a week off. Maybe he can come and do it again. He's got to beat probably Tsitsipas to do it, but if he does,
even Tsitsipas could go out in an earlier round. You never know. We saw with Vienna how crazy it was. My wild card, like a dark horse, is Marin Cilic. I think he could. I know he's got a very tricky draw at the bottom.
I thought you were going to say that for some reason.
But I think Cilic, I don't know, he could do something special.
I thought you were going to go Sonego, but
no.
Cilic.
Thanks for the super chat, Thomas Rock. We will be also updating the new donations tab for our live watch-alongs. Just a note for all of you guys. We'll be running it it's like a monthly donation. So it'll just be started afresh from today. So all of the ones from the live watch-along today will be included, but all the ones prior are going to be discontinued. So we're going to have no maths problems anymore.
Exactly. Unless we get any complaints from the comments section, then we might have
But just looking at some of your guys' dark horses, Jackie's got Jill Simon as the dark horse. Andy's gone for Hugo.
Jill Simon. If Jill Simon wins this tournament, I'll eat this hat.
But anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, guys. Join the league if you've not already. Like the video and subscribe if you've not. And we'll see you very soon for all of the action over in Paris. And hopefully we have a great tournament without too many problems, because I know Paris right now, there's a lot of coronavirus problems going on. And I think it's going to be behind closed doors. I'm not sure if they're going to let fans in now, I heard.
There's a lot of problems, other problems in Paris, obviously, with the terror attacks, all that type of thing. So I'm more than sure it's going to be behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
See you then.